I'm going to say something blasphemous in the gaming community right now. When I first started playing Schedule 1, I did not like it. Not because it wasn't a shockingly tight and relatively low bug gameplay loop for a single developer, that the vibe wasn't right. I mean, as far as stuff it looks like I'd be into, it kind of checks all the boxes. To put it shortly, it stressed me out. Between the crackheads blowing up my phone for their fix and the fuzz on every corner and the flashing under arrest display every time some dumbass wanted to meet next to the barber shop, this game felt like work to me. I felt so rushed all the time, like I was constantly on the back foot and I was leveling up and making money, but it just wasn't fun, you know, like the reason that I turn on a game typically. But then something magical happened. One of the nights I was playing this game with my wife and a friend of mine because I wanted to like it, and I definitely enjoyed it a bit more with more people since you could share tasks. My friend took our van and parked it in front of the police station door, which hilariously makes it to where none of the police can patrol outside of a single car, and all of a sudden one of the biggest stressors in the game vanished. And this game started shifting into the cozy game category, where I kind of just turn my brain off and work the in-game Skinner box system to make them feel good endorphins come a-rushing, you know what I mean? Suddenly, I wasn't a rat in a maze. Suddenly, I was running the lab and making meth in it. Now, initially, we weren't planning on leaving the van there, but I'll be damned, I could just not bring myself to intentionally re-trigger the stress. I get the goal of the gameplay element, and it's not exactly that scary to get arrested in this game, nor is it difficult to outrun the cops. It's just meant to introduce a little chaos into the gameplay loop. I'm not saying this is like a design flaw. And for the most part, I imagine this game might even be boring to a lot of people without it. But this made me realize something that made me kind of sad. Schedule 1 didn't stress me out. I stressed me out. The way I approached it stressed me out. I would get products set up, make every possible kind of product I had access to, put them all up for sale, then deal with the bombardment of math and inventory management problems that I had just created. The second I saw that dealers took a pretty large cut, I didn't really use them that much or pay attention to their person maximum because I wanted to get the money from the sales. I wanted to min-max and micromanage distribution because, by God, if I want it done right. But when the cops were gone and that weight was removed, I realized that it was really the only stressor in the game that you have to observe. What if I just stopped stressing myself out? Dave the Diver is another game that fits wonderfully into the cozy game category, and it's got a little dash of oceanic thalassophobia mixed in there, which I absolutely love. But you know what? This game is just so easy to enjoy for me and just an incredibly anti-stress experience to play because it doesn't really allow for multitasking. You dive. When you're diving, your only objective is loot and fish. You find stuff, watch your oxygen, don't get killed. That's it. There's also missions and stuff like that too, but despite being a relatively open experience in some ways, it's linear in execution. You're typically offered a short list of things to do at a time. There's other stuff you can look for, but it's typically en route and none of it's required. When you go to the surface and you do the serving minigame where you serve sushi, you serve during that portion of the day. That's it. There are several gameplay loops, but you only do one at a time at a specific time. This is so far removed from how everything feels now. Unless you have a trade or manual job, multitasking is something that you'll find listed as a required talent on nearly every job listing anywhere. And even outside of work, this stupid task box, I can't hold up my phone because it's what's recording this. This stupid task box we carry with us all day is constantly telling you to do shit, telling you to pay attention to this, whether it's friends and family asking questions or stupid emails about new products you don't care about or bills that you have to pay or the IRS asking about my 7 addresses. I live where I want. It's just constant shit infesting my brain and ripping focus away from anything I'm sitting down and working on. Can I spoil something for you that you may not know yet? Nobody is good at multitasking. It's actively damaging to your brain. If you are good at multitasking, you won't be for long. It's not a badge of honor. It's the cognitive equivalent of death by 1,000 cuts. See, I've been on this no multitasking grind trying to rewire my brain for a little bit, and this game made me a little sad when I realized I hadn't made quite as much progress as I thought I did. When presented with a totally open list of possibilities for how to approach the game, I immediately chose to split myself off into 17 different erections. I immediately chose to split myself off into 17 different directions and be as stressed as humanly possible. Why? To attain money as fast as physically possible. Well, there it is. It's what it always comes back to. The universal stressor. There are days, hell, weeks lately, where I hold so much resentment for how much money and the systems surrounding it rob me of my peace. Everything gets polluted with this idea that if it doesn't make money or can't be leveraged in some way to make money, it's worthless. And while I can justify hobbies like making my beats or making these videos with the fact that I have a beat store or with the prospect of monetization, by the way, please like and subscribe. While I can justify those things because there is a monetary light element to them, I can't justify just doing less. Because doing less just inherently means making less, inherently means having less. We treat productivity like morality, that your existence needs to be justified. Your work is your tithe to the capitalist gods. Choosing your own peace feels like heresy. Choosing yourself feels narcissistic. And there's this rabbit hole of bullshit that I slide into every time I try to confront the idea of just doing less. If I do less now, I might not be able to afford care for my parents when they're old. If I do less now, I may never be able to comfortably afford children. If I do less now, I'll never retire. If I do less now, I'll be outcompeted at work. I'll never get a bigger house. I'll never get a storm shelter. What if there's a tornado? There's something that I need to get through this thick head of mine that I think could help some other people too. It's not going to work out. You're not going to check every box, foresee, and prepare for every possibility. You can't always outrun the cops or park your suspicious van in front of their door. There's no true ending, no way to ride off into the sunset with no losses and no tribulations. There will be casualties. There will be unforeseen events. And you taking 10 or even 30 minutes out of a day to just sit there and stare at a wall is not going to change that. It might even make things better. Stop healing. Cook meth. Crash out. Just kidding. But here's my blueprint that I use to enjoy this game and probably be applied in some ways elsewhere. I focused on getting more dealers and offloaded as many customers as physically possible to them. I would then make one expensive product and just sell that. Little to no inventory management, no product tracking on my end. Anything else just goes out to the dealers. Sometimes, for a few days, I'd take everything off the menu and just make stuff, combine shit, set up the systems and the households. Sometimes I'd just get a baseball bat and go hit the ATMs. Or this guy. Maybe I'll just walk around, not even play the game. It's come to my attention that I haven't even been to the whole map yet. It's not that big of a game, but that's how much just working the systems of the game was occupying my attention. I literally haven't even been in the whole area. Maybe I'll just fucking turn it off. Give my PC the people's elbow, buy a tent, and live in the tick-infested boonies. You know, fuck it, we ball.